Marvel's What If Season 2, Episode 8 concludes with a bittersweet triumph for Captain Carter amidst the backdrop of the year 1602. Transported once again through the intricate tapestry of the MCU multiverse, Peggy Carter finds herself in a reality where iconic MCU characters coexist in the early 17th century rather than the familiar 21st. The episode's conclusion portrays Peggy's unwavering determination to safeguard the day, setting the stage for the climactic final episode of the season. In the unfolding narrative of Marvel's What If Season 2, events have been steadily progressing towards a pivotal moment involving Strange Supreme. And now, it appears that Captain Carter is intricately woven into this cosmic web. After her impactful encounter in a previous episode, where she faced off against a Steve Rogers manipulated by the Red Room, Captain Carter assumes a central role once again in What If the Avengers Assembled in 1602, drawing inspiration from Neil Gaiman's Marvel 1602 comics. Undeterred, Captain Carter persists in defending this newfound 1602 reality, defying the Watcher's conviction that this universe was fated for demise by the episode's conclusion. Captain Carter's heroic redemption. Branded an outlaw for her inability to avert the perilous rifts threatening the newly formed reality, Captain Carter faces the decree of King Thor Odinson, who assumes the throne after the demise of his sister, Queen Hela. The magical intervention of the 1602 Scarlet Witch brought Peggy to this era, yet she adamantly rejects the Watcher's offer to return to her original time and reality within the vast multiverse. Undeterred, Peggy aligns herself with a group of outlaws led by the world's Steve Rogers and the ingenious Tony Stark, whose unconventional brilliance has branded him a maverick. Harnessing the power of Thor's scepter and the Time Stone encapsulated within, Peggy utilizes a gauntlet crafted by Stark to mend the fabric of this reality, where the timelines of the 17th and 21st centuries have intricately woven together. Another farewell to Steve Rogers. Dubbed the Forerunner, the Time Stone reveals the originator of the reality-blending phenomenon. Surprisingly, it identifies Steve Rogers, who, during a fierce battle against Thanos in Wakanda, inadvertently cracked the Time Stone, propelling him to 1602. This event unfolded in stark contrast to the familiar narrative of the MCU's Avengers: Infinity War. Tragically, Peggy finds herself compelled to make yet another heartbreaking sacrifice, bidding farewell to a different iteration of Steve Rogers. If you're enjoying the video so far, please consider subscribing our channel. Moving on to why all the 1602 Marvel heroes disappeared. Following Steve's use of Peggy's modified gauntlet to return to his original time, it appears that he might have taken all the familiar MCU heroes from 1602 back with him. This hypothesis arises from the observation that, post the eruption of a vibrant green energy, Peggy is left alone. However, the precise explanation for their vanishing remains elusive. The Watcher's revelation of a multiverse vulnerability. A noteworthy aspect is the persistent inquiry from Uatu the Watcher, asking Captain Carter if she is prepared to abandon this imperiled reality. The Watcher concedes his limitation in comprehending everything as a reality approaches its demise, exposing a critical weakness for the cosmic observer, contrary to his steadfast assertions of being all-seeing and all-knowing. Strange Supreme's intriguing plans for What If Season 2's climax. Marvel's What If concludes akin to the previous episode, culminating in a final glimpse of Strange Supreme. Having recently enlisted the services of the newly introduced MCU hero Kahorti, this darker variant of Strange now seems to target Captain Carter, who was once his ally in the Guardians of the Multiverse, featured in What If Season 1's finale. Consequently, it raises the question of whether Strange aims to assemble a new team to confront an emerging threat to the multiverse, or if his motives harbor darker secrets yet to unfold in the final episode of the series. And that's all for today. Click here to watch our breakdown of What If Episode 6. Thanks for watching.